Researchers and archaeologists describe Mesopotamia as the cradle of civilization. It was the birthplace of agriculture, mathematics, the written word, the world's first cities, government, and even the simple invention that changed the world, the wheel. Not only were Mesopotamians extremely innovative and intelligent, they were also great artisans and architects. Mesopotamia was one of the oldest civilizations and also one of the longest lasting. It first began with the Sumerians in 3500 BC. The Akkadians followed the Sumerians, and they themselves were succeeded by the Amorites. This civilization was alive and flourishing until 1500 BC. After this time, this great civilization went into decline, finally coming to an end somewhere around 700 BC. Mesopotamian art was created primarily for worship, the government, and personal use. It included everyday items like pottery and weapons, and status symbols like jewelry. Common characteristics of Mesopotamian art are the repetition of simple patterns and characters, and natural and religious symbolism. Popular materials used to create art were clay, precious metals, precious stones, and shells. When you look at Sumerian sculptures, you will find one really interesting aspect. They appear to be made primarily out of cones and cylinders. The arms and legs are smooth and rounded, and the skirts and garments are often found flaring into a conical shape. One fundamental intention of Mesopotamian art was to honor the gods and goddesses who ruled over different aspects of nature and important life events like love, war, and fertility. The central place of worship in Mesopotamia was the ziggurat, a stepped pyramid with stairs leading to an altar where worshippers would elevate themselves closer to the heavens. The earliest known ziggurat is the monumental Ziggurat of created around 2100 BC, and located in the same city as the epic hero Gilgamesh. This ziggurat was built to honor the moon god Nana, the patron god of the city-state. In 575 BC, King Nebuchadnezzar II commissioned the Ishtar Gate. The gate was constructed with brilliant blue glazed bricks meant to resemble the precious stone lapis lazuli, and was decorated with colorful glazed paintings of powerful beasts. Ishtar was the goddess of love, fertility, and war, and by honoring and invoking her in the Ishtar Gates, Babylonians hoped for blessings and protection in these areas. Much like the Egyptians, the Mesopotamians believed that their rulers had a direct link to their gods. This is why many of their art pieces that depicted their kings and rulers showed them in a glorified manner. The importance that Mesopotamians gave to art is very clear when you see the Code of Hammurabi. This set of rules or guidelines which the ruler Hammurabi intended for his subjects to follow was presented in artistic form. These codes tell us that the Mesopotamians had an eye-for-an-eye system of justice. The codes were engraved into stone tablets and crowned with a sculpture showing Hammurabi in deep discussion with the divine. Hammurabi wanted his subjects to know that he came up with the code after consultation with the gods, so they would be more likely to follow the rules. Jewelry from this period also gives us the indication of how skilled the Mesopotamians were with metal. They made ankle bracelets, hair decorations, pendants, and amulets. These were sported by Mesopotamians belonging to every social class. The artistic skill of the Mesopotamians is evident in the delicate filigree work, engraving, etching, and several other techniques that were used to create their jewelry. Another accessory worn by wealthy Mesopotamians were cylinder seals invented around 3500 BC. These stone cylinders were pierced lengthwise like beads and carved with a signature unique to their owner. Cylinder seals were worn on a string or pin as a status symbol and rolled across wet clay as a signature. It may not be wrong to say that the Mesopotamians attempted to glorify everything by means of artistic representation, whether it is the Hammurabi Code, where the king is seen on friendly terms with the divine, the murals depicting the subject's greatness, or the complex gemstone and precious metal jewelry that people wore. Mesopotamian cuneiform was the world's first script impressed on clay tablets. The Egyptians would go on to develop this in their own system of hieroglyphs on papyrus. They would also adapt many elements of Mesopotamia's artistic legacy. Mesopotamia left an artistic legacy of stepped pyramid ziggurats, historical murals, and monumental sculptures. These paved the way for the Egyptians.